Hello, greetings, and salutations. Welcome to Y.A.R.P episode 96, and the movie is Mission Impossible 4 Ghost Protocol, starring Timothy Cruise
Yeah, we
and
couldn't
others.
actually get
What
TCAP
would
this
you
time.
And that's me doing an impression of my GPS.
That's what I'm about to say.
No, I was gonna say we actually couldn't get Tom back this time, so we made an AI that sounded like
we made
him.
it. We made a TCAP AI off of all the podcasts and shit he's made. So he'll be reading our donations and shit.
Fucking Microsoft sad. We've got fucking Microsoft fucking Billy Bill.
Billy.
I am happy to be here.
Yeah, well, welcome,
So
Tom. Man. It's been a hot minute. You've been like going globetrotting and fucking being in awesome action movies, like
Yeah, you
Justice
went
League.
to Japan. It's fucking insane.
That was just a
I found-
holiday.
I found out about your Justice League cameo, by the way.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah.
we specifically looked for you.
I was in the Snyder Cut, yeah.
He was
Yeah.
in the Snyder Cut. So if you hate the Snyder Cut, like 90% of the population should, it's
Oh, I do.
Tom's fault. It's TCAP's
Yeah.
fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told Zach to make
Yeah,
it.
you pointed a gun
Yeah,
right
you
at
were
Zach.
specifically the one doing all of those fucking choir songs every time Wonder Woman was on screen.
Yeah, I was the Wonder Woman yodeler. Yeah,
Were you was when you were doing your stuff? Was Zach even on set that day?
he actually was.
So you had a chance to kill him and you didn't take it.
Why-
Well,
why would you
all
want- Damn
I
it,
had
Tom.
was a fake Canon camera in my hand. I mean,
Well, you could have replaced
It
it.
wasn't
with
even.
actual,
It wasn't even
could
a
have
real one.
You could have replaced
Oh.
it with an actual cannon if you were a Giga Chad.
Well,
but-
it was a
well,
fake
maybe.
camera. It might have been a real cannon.
Yeah, it could have been.
Bro.
maybe one of the
True.
extras had something I could use, but I didn't ask.
So
Could have
anyway,
stopped it.
Anyway,
TCAP is our good friend, lovely guy, handsome
Allegedly.
as fuck.
He's
Allegedly.
been here
Allegedly.
before.
He's been here before. We did the
We
Quentin
just-
Tarantino
We
movies.
just
Yeah,
we
the-
just spent
yeah,
the
the
entire
Tarantino
time simping over him,
Yeah.
fighting over him.
Tarantino
Yeah.
or me?
You.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Alright.
That's fair.
Tom, who's
Yeah.
better
Okay.
at making movies, Tarantino or you?
Zack
Ooh.
Snyder.
Oh, God, no,
I
you're joking.
made-
That actually made me retch.
My love
That
I
was,
stopped for a second enough to reach for my gun. I was just like,
He's
all
made,
right,
like,
that's it.
that was what we call in the biz a harmless rib.
Mm.
It's actually Michael Bay.
It's what we call in the biz a pro
At-
biz
a
move.
pro
That's
strat.
what we
least
call
Mike-
a fucking pro gamer move.
At least Michael Bay knows he's a man-child.
Does he?
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
He knows he's not normal at the very least.
Yeah.
It's like I want you to imagine like a 12-year-old kid who got put on Adderall, but like clearly not quite enough,
Not
and then you just
normal.
make him taller.
Yeah. Zach doesn't have any awareness of much, well, of anything.
of people.
The man legitimately thinks he's a genius. It's hilarious.
Yeah. He's like Dave
Because
Filoni.
he is a genius.
Hmm.
Mm.
I don't even think Dave Filoni thinks he's a genius. He kind of admitted.
No, he does.
He kind of
Uh,
didn't he kind
No,
of
He
he's
does
not-
have, like the air of a fucking fartsman
If
about him.
like legit, like if you had to be like, oh, who's the biggest their own cocksucker would be, it would probably be a toss up between Dave Filoni and like Chris Nolan.
Yeah, probably.
Literally bends over and's like,
Oh no, dude! Chris
Mm.
Nolan has like enough film critics sucking his cock that he can never even get the chance.
that's
He
fair.
literally can't get a head in.
He's not good ahead him. But speaking
Ah.
of getting ahead
Ah.
in, we watched Ghost Protocol.
There weren't
We
any
did.
What a flawless
Tom
segue.
Cruise, and I was just
There were no ghosts in it, so I gave it a 1 out of 10.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
How
Except for the
could
end.
they?
Oh no! Well, hang on. There was 2 ghosts at the end. There was the wife and the Tom Cruise.
Right.
Well,
What-
Tom
what-
Cruise, yeah, he like disapparated into the smoke, but
Allegedly.
his wife wasn't a ghost; she was alive.
Well, no.
How do
See,
you know
Tom
that?
Cruise isn't a ghost. He's a spirit. There's a difference.
All right, fine.
He's a
Jeez.
vengeful spirit.
Ghosts
He's
are dead.
Ghost
Spirits
Rider.
are alive.
A Dark Knight.
Dun dun
I
dun.
mean,
I think Mission Impossible, technically, it's a poltergeist protocol, just didn't have the same ring to it.
Poltergeist Protocol.
I don't know. Poltergeist Protocol sounds like a really kind of badass title.
That actually sounds like a really cool thing. Damn.
The sequel
You know-
to sequel to Poltergeist, and it's just like,
It's Tom Cruise fighting the poltergeist.
yeah,
Hell yeah.
hell yeah.
I could fly.
Tom
And
Cruise found dead.
initiating creative myth.
So, Tom, since it's been a hot minute since you've been on the podcast, but secondly, you're kind of 3 movies behind on this arc. What do you think of 1, 2, and 3 before we really get started?
One, I
Yeah.
think, one I think is pretty underrated.
Okay.
I think
That's
it's
fair.
I think it's I mean, I haven't seen it in a while, but I mean, it being the first is probably, I mean, it's most definitely it's got to be the most grounded out of the entire franchise. But
Except for the very end where he has to
yeah,
dodge a helicopter.
that's just like the last 5 minutes we can allow that. You know,
Man.
Tom Cruise actually fought in a tunnel.
And had a
Like,
helicopter fly at him and try to
yeah.
decapitate him.
Actually wanted to die, but I mean, yeah, he survived.
What if this is all like a really elaborate way for Tom Cruise to kill himself? He's just
trying to
really
commit
sad.
suicide.
But yeah, the first one had some. It was more of a like spy thriller. It was less of like a bombastic action type movie, which isn't a bad thing, but that's just what it eventually became.
Mhm.
And the second one,
Is the best one.
Like,
Yeah.
the best one, objectively. There's not a single ounce of plot
Well,
armor in that movie.
The funniest one.
it's well, yeah, yeah. It's certainly it should have been advertised as a comedy, but it wasn't, which was a mistake,
Allegedly.
allegedly. Yeah, I mean that's all I can really say. It's just the goofiest hard shift of a fucking tone I've ever seen from like one movie to another. Like just one sequel later, it's just like this hard, like it's a completely different franchise. It's just like night and day when you watch 1 and 2. It's just like, what happened?
Yeah, it's
I,
like,
s- I see what you did there. Night and Day, also with Tom Cruise.
Yes.
what?
Wait, what? Wait, what movie was
What?
that?
Night
There's a
and
movie
Day.
called Night and Day where him and Cameron Diaz do like a rom-com spy
Oh,
action.
that
Oh.
one! Holy
What?
Yeah.
fuck!
It's
I
Ethan
can't-
Hunt on the search
wow.
of
I
an,
think
with a
I'm
new
the
wife.
only one with
remember-
the special
oh my-
brand of robotism to even know what the fuck he was talking
Oh
about.
my god! I shouldn't get distracted, but that's just gonna set me off on another tangent of like that genre.
I should get distracted, but
That was such a fucking weird genre that came out in like the late 2000s and like early 2010s, like the
But
rom-com
they wanted to make
spy.
every single thing a
Yeah.
rom-com.
Yeah, the fucking rom-com spy movie. It's
With Jason
Remember the
Statham and
rom-com
Will
zombie
Smith.
it was just like this
Yeah.
ordinary
What?
city
Zombie
girl meets a
rom-com.
new guy, but wait, he's a fucking secret agent?
And
What?
he's Jason Statham.
Tom
Nani?
Cruise? Tom Hardy?
Aubrey Plaza and what's her face, like my like secret agent ex-boyfriend or something.
I don't know.
Mr.
that's-
that's
Right
just
with
Parks and
Anna
Rec.
Kendrick.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's just Parks and Rec.
No, that's just Spy Family.
Spy Family. Yeah.
Speaking of spies,
Mm,
What
yeah.
about-
Mission Impossible 3? Tried to, I guess, get it back on track after 2. They were like, guys, this is
Guys,
fucking.
that was dumb.
We need to stop. That was dumb. That was beyond dumb. That was like, what? Why do we even allow half of those scenes to happen? But unfortunately, it was very Blair. I mean, when you got J.J. Abrams directing, it's like, no. But like, they didn't really do anything. I don't know. I mean, there was actually one good scene near the end with his wife. You know, that was pretty tense. That was like well acted and everything. Like Dustin Hoffman, Philip Seymour Hoffman.
That's
With
awesome.
Dustin Hoffman as the Hook,
One of the
just got his
Hoffmans.
absolute shit rocked by
Yeah.
fucking Tom Cruise.
Yeah. So that was like a really good scene at the end where he was like counting down, like he was gonna shoot his wife, but then it turned out it wasn't his wife. He just like shot some random lady that he put a mask of Tom Cruise's wife on. It was
Well,
like,
he put the
okay,
lady on
that was
on
the
his
weird.
security guard
security
that
lady.
was terrible at security.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
during
It was
Max's
specifically someone who failed him.
during Max's
The
most
last
like
time.
hated trope.
Yeah, what there wasn't there like some kind of
was in media.
anthrax? What was the MacGuffin in there? It's like I know it's
Oh,
called like
the rabbit.
I
The
know
rabbit.
I
Oh,
know
we
it was,
never actually got
I
to
know it
know
was called
exactly what it was, but it was some kind of like super bad Tismo weapon
yeah
stuff.
I know
Yeah,
it
in
was
the
called I know
previous.
it was called the rabbit's foot, but was it like some kind of virus like biological
It had a
weapon?
It was some kind
biohazard.
of weapon.
It
Yeah.
had
That
the
was the
biohazard
implication.
symbol on it.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
that's
spent
all I remember.
we spent a good few minutes during that episode arguing about the mystery box.
J.J. Abrams at it again. So
Yeah.
yeah, the third one was sort of like not like holy shit this is bad, but also nothing much to chew on. And now here we are, Poltergeist Protocol.
I was waiting for when the bad guy killed himself. That when he splattered on the ground, all that was left was just a shoe.
He vanished.
He like substitution jitsu, but with just a shoe instead of the log.
Until you hear
So
that like the like ninjutsu noise.
so I'll start this off immediately with I do have a problem with how this movie starts. So this it starts with this secret agent man. He's going off on a chase, and he shoots some guys with guns
hang
are
on,
pretty loud.
You need to be a bit more specific. He doesn't just shoot some guys.
Yeah, he jumps off a building.
He
too.
jumps off a building back first, like turns around in like 5 or 6 rapid cuts, like bang bang, shoots them both in the head while he's falling.
Well, you missed the key part there, Tom. You missed the part where he
No, I'm
threw
getting
down...
to it. No, I'm getting
no,
to
no,
that.
no, no, no. But like you said, he turned around and shot. No, he threw out his capsule corp
Okay,
instant
first,
balloon
yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Yes, he
Hold on,
threw that first.
hold
Gotta be
on,
fair.
Max, you're missing a key part here. So he opened a door.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait,
No, but
wait,
like
no,
it's
no,
very
no,
important that like it's like, oh, he jumped off the building, but he
No,
threw
yeah,
down
he
a
threw down
perfectly
like some.
inflatable fucking thing that would stop him from dying from what, 5 stories?
So he shoots
good
some
fucking
guys
80
after
feet
he
off the
throws
ground?
that. He shoots some guys after he throws that down, and then when he lands, he then shoots 2 more people. Guns are pretty loud, as we've all know. We've had this conversation like 1,500 times. So he gets up, collects himself, and he walks down an alleyway, and there's a lady who just ignore like before we find the big twist, just is just walking down despite hearing some gunshots. So the guy's phone goes off, and then he's shot. We then find out a little bit later that he has like some super duper contact lens
Super
that
duper.
that showed that she was a threat. So this system tells you that somebody's a threat when they're in front of you and makes you take your eye off of them.
Yeah, but I feel like the bigger problem with that scene is the fact that she's walking casually up to gunshots, and
Yeah,
the spy, once again, there's a weird theme of like, oh, spies are the dumbest motherfuckers on the planet.
that's what it's a combination of things. One, like, why the fuck did he like the technology is fucking stupid, and he's stupid for taking his eye off of her.
Mhm. Like the fact that she's casually walking up to what are clearly a bunch of gunshots. Like,
Yeah.
gunshots are loud, dog. And the fact that like they fired off multiple times is just like, that's the most unbelievable part.
Yeah, that's so not off to the greatest start. We then cut to Ethan in prison. I was about to say where he should
In Moscow.
be.
Moscow, the Gulag.
Moskva.
Yeah,
Moscow,
Tom actually put
Moscow.
himself in the. He actually put himself in the gulag.
Yeah, he did. He put himself in the gulag.
So one of the big changes from the previous movie, Benji is now a field agent. So he's now directing all the stuff, and he can shoot people. I think that's actually a pretty decent development for his character, since he was.
I feel like it kind of is a little jarring though, because he goes from like a very nervous computer analyst to like a field agent, so it's a little inconsistent. Like not inconsistent.
He's
Not
basically still the
inconsistent.
same character. He's still nervous. He's just actually trained to use firearms for when his computer shit is threatened by people who have guns.
Yeah, he's pretty much like the last second, like during the final fight. He had to help out Brandt, and he's just like, all right, I have to do this because you, lady, you have a gunshot wound. So, and then he shot the guy.
Mhm. Which, pretty cool, but like I said, it just It feels a little jarring, but it's not super bad.
Let's see. So that was one of my points. Does anyone have a point shortly after this one, or moving on to like immediately to the prison breakout?
Nah, it's still going with the consistent theme that, like I said, spies are dumb in this universe, which bothers
If
the living
you're
shit out of me.
if you're not Ethan Hunt or on his team, you are a complete
You're
moron.
dumb, you're terrible, and you're
Yeah,
bad
you're
at your job.
Or the villain.
you're
I'm
very.
sorry. Because you know who was super intelligent? The guy from. No, I'm kidding. He was not.
So, out of curiosity, does anybody have a problem with what I said about that? Like, where he should have been suspicious of the lady who's walking
Oh no,
casually up to the
I
gunshots?
Oh
completely
no,
agree with you.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
you should.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. He should. Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
it's not like he's it's not like he's being chased or something, right? And then
Mhm.
he doesn't have time to think about it. He's just like
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he's
trying
like
to
casual.
he's trying to blend in, like he's trying to
Yeah.
disappear.
Yeah. And
Uh,
apparently,
And
and
that,
allegedly, this is also a really famous fucking assassin lady too. So, which
You'd think
I,
that they would just know her face, actually.
if you're a famous assassin, you're not doing it right.
I was
Well,
about to say, yeah.
yeah. Thanks, Davos. Uh, so
If
we
you're a
get.
famous assassin, you're not really an assassin. You're just a Bucky character.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, man, she was a bit too small to be a Baki character.
Yeah.
Hey,
No,
you
the-
don't know what she had under that coat. She could have been built like
Yeah,
every
I was-
muscle.
I was gonna
She
say,
literally rips off the coat and she's like massive fucking. She's a
From-
JoJo character.
from what I've seen, the women in Baki are normal proportion.
Well,
I mean, all two of them, yeah.
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 Except for the love interest where she has a man face.
Or
So-
But this is compared to Baki, and I don't know if like she has a man face or Baki's just like a very pretty boy because they look kind of the same.
Yeah.
he's got his father. He's got his father's everything else, but he's got his mother's face.
Yeah.
Well, almost. There's a scene in like the latest season where you actually see what happens if Yujiro tenses every muscle in his body. He looks fucking grotesque.
Isn't
Yeah,
that what that
it's pretty.
famous that image that Max used for a while, where it's just that dog with Yujiro's
No.
hair?
No.
No.
That's just what he looks like normally. That's him
what he looks
smiling.
like normally.
No,
Yujiro Hama's built different.
Yujiro like tensing up his because like he's called like the demon back because when his back muscles tighten up, it looks like a second torso
Looks
with
like
a
a
demon
fa-
face or
Looks
something.
like a face.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a face and a second torso at the same time. But anyway, so
They have the same
Hama's
problem with the wrinkles on their brain.
Yujiro Hanuma would make a very decent, not decent spy, actually.
Oh yeah.
He'd be too busy trying to fight everybody. I'm gonna seduce the rich guy. Immediately decks him in the face.
I was gonna say, wait a minute, Yujiro Hama would be a very efficient spy. Nobody would want to fuck with him. It's like, you remember that scene from Batman where it's like he opens up the thing? Who's in here? Did you see anything? Nope.
Nope. So we get do the prison break and we get the explanation of like, oh yeah, we gotta get Ethan Hunt back in the game because that stupid spy got shot. Then we gotta infiltrate the Kremlin. So there's some details I really like. If you see really early on, you see the bad guy pretty much at the door.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay. Well, like I said, it's something you'd have to see on a second viewing.
It's like how in the first movie you see all the other IMF agents pretty much just staring them down as they're doing the mission.
Yeah, it's kind of not subtle though.
So I actually really like the hallway scene. I think it's rather I think it's a bit goofy with the technology and the drip thing, the little make somebody think that they're going insane because
There's a fucking drip. Oh, there's a drip behind me somehow. What?
yeah, I'm not even looking at the bathroom. We have a bit of comedy with Simon Pegg's face being right in front of the camera.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh, he's a new agent. Oh, he fucks things up. Lol. It's like,
Well, almost fucks things up.
Yeah.
Very key. He did have like fucking Ethan Hunt to cover him, just like shove back down, like bruh. No.
We do have our first hint about like what happened to Julia, because Benji does go like, "I'm sorry, what happened with you and Julia? I really liked her."
Mhm.
Let's see. Then
Little reference there. Yeah.
yeah, this is
The hallway technology too things like I like stupid spy technology because it's a lot of fun. And yeah,
mhm.
I like the hologram screen they had for it was really cool.
Yeah, just a forewarning. Now the previous movies do matter. Like you know how we were going from like 1, 2, and 3. It pretty much previous
Let's be
adventure
fair.
didn't
The
matter.
previous movie, singular, matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, no. Remember that big guy who gave Tom Cruise the sewed up mask in this movie is the
Yeah, and the
same guy
Marcellus
from.
Wallace character are there as well, but like the reoccurring faces is not the same as like actual continuous plot.
No, that's
Yeah.
fair. From 3 technically onwards, we're now in one continuous plot.
Okay.
Uh, so I the more I think about how this movie goes, I can't really think of that many flaws, especially with the first act. Uh,
Well,
the bombs at the Kremlin should have fucking killed Ethan. That's because the bomb kind of went off right in his back,
I know he's okay.
Right,
and
right
all
under
it
him.
ga- and all it did was give him a concussion.
yeah.
It did more than that. He landed in hospital. He was pretty fucked up.
No, they
Yeah.
said
Concussion is
the
the only thing we heard from like the lip reading and shit.
that's
Yeah.
fair.
And remember he's like all in like he's like in pieces and shit. Like he's all fucked up.
Yeah, he's bruised up, but the only injury we know from the lip reading was a concussion. There could be others.
Mhm.
We see the hospital escape was really good because the back and forth between cop man that was supposed to be FSB, right? That's what the Russian guy was supposed to be.
I mean, I assume so. I don't think it's ever explained.
I thought
because
he
I
was a
don't think it's ever
cop the
important.
entire time. So they just some
Oh no,
Moscow
he's more
cop
than a
that was
cop.
just traveling the world.
Oh yeah,
especially-
fucking random local sergeant chases man across globe. No.
I was just like, man, this is one really dedicated cop.
He's Chun-Li.
No, yeah, I assume he's like an FSB agent or some shit.
Yeah.
uh,
And it would make sense too because like I said, a major fucking political building got bombed. Like this and allegedly it's the Americans. I made the joke of like no Russian because it's like, yeah, that's kind of what they did. It was a really clever way, like the villain setting him up, by the way. We didn't really talk about it, but the idea of basically just pretending to be on the hero team to like on like live broadcasts, so it like alerted everyone in the building.
yeah,
That
was
is actually unironically some good spy shit. Like that is
Yeah.
plain dirty.
He's like, "Hey, are we ready to go? We're good to go." And it's like, "Yep, we're setting the bomb," and you could just see it. It's like, "Oh shit!"
Oh, the bomb! You mean the bomb for the Russians? The bomb explicitly designed so they could
Rush-
blow up the Russians. That bomb.
Russians bomb.
Russians bomb.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together. The exchange that they have on the outside the window, they stare. He stares at the trash can. Tom's just like, "Are you gonna jump out there?" Over you. He lights a cigarette and then gestures with his fingers like, "Come on, get back here."
Like, yeah, go on, do it, man.
Good. Do it, pussy.
and, and then he fucking uses his belt to fucking zip line. The guy was just like, "Oh, son of a bitch!" I wasn't expecting Tom Cruise to do a Tom Cruise thing.
Yeah, as we pointed out, like that landing, man,
Ow.
that landing sounded so brutal.
He got 15 more concussions from just
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Your ankles, your wrists sprained,
Something-
scratches,
something's
bruises, something at the very least, a minor, tiny bone is broken at the very least.
So
Or fracture.
So he gets all this stuff. He steals somebody's cell phone. It requests evac, then throws the phone away. We get to meet up with Carmine Falcone, and Hawkeye,
And Hawkeye.
and we find out that
It's
there's
a
this.
smorgasbord of crossovers.
Our villain is basically former Swedish special forces who believed in the Doomsday Endgame theory.
The Mayan 2012 Doomsday Prophecy.
No.
Yes.
We find we'll touch on that in a second. We find out that the president has initiated Ghost Protocol, which is basically everybody goes underground. IMF
Yep.
no longer exists. Everybody's been disavowed. Then the secretary gets shot in the fucking face.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, by
Which so alleged so Wyatt, you're saying that is supposed to be Anthony Hopkins' character from the other one, so they had to replace his actor.
Yeah, I believe they're credited as the same person.
Doing double
Or
check
do they
that.
both just
Um,
hold a similar position that's titled? This is like what I asked, and I didn't want to get into it because I'm not going off on a random tangent while I'm trying to watch the movie. But like, you just kind of threw that out there, and I don't know if it's based on anything other than him being an IMF
Let me
handler.
let me check it again. I'm pretty sure during the credits it's labeled as secretary so and so.
like
Hold
also
on.
in that scene, um, there's like Tom Cruise said we have to
Russian.
tell the Russians and da 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 da. It's like,
Oh
but they
yeah,
wouldn't believe us. Which
you
is
guys
like
pick up that one.
even if they wouldn't believe you, you should still tell them because they might go, well, maybe there might be some truth to it, so let's investigate potentially. I don't know. It's like it's worth
Yeah.
telling them, even if even if they won't believe you at all, you should at least do it.
Yeah, like without a doubt. Like the idea of like but I can understand why they would be hesitant because yeah, technically like America was kind of like involved in a bombing against them.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's like they should at least try. Like
Mhm.
it's kind of like the arrival thing where it's like, okay, we're cut off communication. It's like, who said that? You call them, pull out your fucking phone and call somebody. You know what I mean? So it's just like just at least have some kind of attempt at communication. But it's not there.
Yeah, that part was just really it's really weird. It's kind of like in a lot of movies where it's like, well, why didn't you try this? And it's like, well, clearly it wouldn't work. And like, sure, but you don't know that. There's stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. And it's just a setup. It's like, oh, but don't worry, like it was all part of Irwin's fail-safe plan. And it's like, yeah, that was all set up so that Tom Cruise could basically prove that it wasn't them later in the movie.
And this is
Yeah.
all, and the people that shot up the van are all part of the. I'm just gonna keep calling them the Russian cop. They're part of the Russian cops team, and even though they're supposed to capture them alive, they just fucking open fire.
Yeah, it's really weird. Alive in Russia must mean something different than it does in here in the U.S. and
A little bit.
other European countries.
Actually, this is. So I found Anthony Hopkins, of course, because that's easier to remember. I don't remember. I don't know the name of the guy who plays Carmine Falcone.
You could just look it up. Just look up the
Yeah, like
IMDb.
yeah, like look up like yeah, well, like okay, so we'll look up what
Oh,
who's Anthony Hop.
Tom Wilkinson. Uh,
That's Loki.
that's Tom
Tom
Hiddleston. Oh, it's according to IMDb, it doesn't fucking matter because they're both uncredited, actually.
What?
Oh,
Nice.
Well,
what?
all right then.
That's weird.
Anthony Hopkins, uncredited. Tom Wilkinson, uncredited. Okay.
I don't believe that, but okay.
Yeah, for real.
That's why I was just saying, like, according to them, apparently. I'm gonna try a different site.
Yeah, try Wikipedia maybe.
Well, it should just be on the fucking thing. If they're not credited, they're not credited.
Yeah.
Which is
I
wild.
mean, the
Like
ultimate
that-
point of all of this is just that, like, if it's a recasting, that's incredibly weird. But if not for that random fucking comment by White, I never would have even assumed, guessed, or even thought that they would be the same person.
I thought with the
I just assumed it was
familiarity
a
of
different
their.
fucking character.
I also thought with the familiarity of their conversation that this was like that these guys really knew each other.
well,
Well,
no,
they could
Tom-
they not
and
really.
Ethan
which
Hunt is
also-
just best friends with like everyone, so don't worry about it.
That's fair, but I'd also remember he was really chummy with Anthony Hopkins. So
Also,
Sorry.
Ethan Hunt is a very, very famous agent, so a lot of people know who he is.
which is counterintuitive.
Well, a
Yeah.
lot of people within the American intelligence agencies know who he is. That's not counterintuitive. That's just how shit works.
No,
Yeah,
I was.
so-
I no. I think it was more of
Hey,
a
Ethan Hunt,
thing with.
you've saved America fucking 3 times already.
I was more thinking of like it was the continuation from that thing we were talking about in 3, where it's like why, because Philip Seymour Hoffman learns Ethan's name and thus is able to kidnap Julia. It's just like, why do you use your real fucking name?
Yeah, why don't you have aliases when you're in the field?
I mean, that would be the
Well,
smart thing to do.
they did use them briefly, but then other times they don't.
Well, we've already said how the fucking airplane interrogation scene was just stupid anyway, because we got Luther just going like, Ethan, we shouldn't be doing this.
Ethan Hunt. Ethan, you are Ethan. It's like,
Ethan
what?
Hunt,
Stop.
who lives on 123
What Street?
Yeah. And it's like Philip Seymour Hoffman is like, I heard
whose wife's name is Julia.
who's Julia. She's got a very breakable neck. What? Why did you
She's a-
include that, Marcellus?
Why would you say that? I'm just saying.
Excuse me.
I'm just saying, like, it's something I noticed.
Yeah,
White people don't do your
it's
neck
just an
exercises.
observation, Ethan Hunt.
Ethan Hunt.
He has to say his full. You know what I'm saying, Ethan Hunt? I get it.
We're gonna rendezvous in this location, Ethan Hunt.
Ethan Hunt.
That's just how everyone addresses him, even Simon Pegg. Ethan Hunt,
Yeah.
I need you to go to the extraction.
Remember, Ethan Hunt, you're terrified of snakes.
Ethan Hunt, where are you?
Ethan Hunt.
His Russian friend from the
Ethan
president.
Hunt. Like, he just runs in the building they're not trying to infiltrate. Ethan Hunt, the spy from IMF.
Ethan Hunt, this is Benji speaking right now.
He hacks into the intercoms of the building.
Yeah.
Has anyone seen the super spy Ethan Hunt?
And then he starts playing the theme song through the speakers. Dun, 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 dun.
Well, no, he doesn't play it. He just like says it through the.
Oh yeah,
does
he's going
the
through the
beat.
monitor. He's just going dun 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
Ethan, that's what Ethan's cue is like, my theme song, and then he does like a bunch of super spy stuff.
And then he continues the song.
He's like Peter Griffin when he's like sneaking
He's
around.
trying to sneak in the school paper.
Dun dun dun.
So, we get to the train yard because I don't know if this logic holds up when it comes to the Russian henchman. Ethan said like, Hawkeye asks Ethan, why did the flare work? What do you think the soldiers were thinking? It's like, I didn't assume they were thinking, I was assumed they were shooting.
Yeah, they were all just unloading on a target. As soon as they see anything that indicates movement below the water, they're going to shoot it.
I think it's
But if
just
they
it
were-
makes the Russian SWAT guys even dumber because then Russian cop man
Even
then
dumber than
goes-
what?
No, because the
Okay,
cop.
this is the thing, because like, if that didn't happen and it just went along normally, you wouldn't assume they were like super intelligent for not aiming at a flare and just continuing to shoot in the one.
Well, they
place
shouldn't
that
have
they
been
were already
shooting in the
shooting.
first place. That's more what I'm saying. Because once Russian cop guy gets there, he's like, "What are you doing? Stop!"
Yeah, it's a bit strange. I get the idea that their tensions are high, but like,
Well, like
They-
the tensions are so high. Like they also then killed killed the secretary, which at least I believe the
Yeah, I don't think they were really under that random agent's control. I think they were sent on a kill mission.
Okay,
by Putin.
Yep.
probably yeah. I could buy that. Putin would be the kind. Who cares? The Americans killed him.
They tried to kill my wife.
Because remember what was happening. The secretary was just given orders to get the fuck out of the country, and his convoy, which they had no idea Ethan was even in, was attacked. This was not like them as part of the overall chase to get the terrorists. This was people wiping someone off the playing board.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's fair. So they get onto the train, and that's how we find out about our main villain's motivation. So he thinks nuclear war in a controlled environment will just bring peace to the world.
Yeah, no, his plan is retarded, and the villain is like the best and worst part of this movie, weirdly, because he's actually incredibly competent and forward thinking, but at the same time, his overall plan is retarded and he's boring as absolute shit.
and somehow can outrun Tom Cruise.
Well, he thinks that nuclear war, like controlled nuclear war. I mean, what about the stuff that in the controlled nuclear war? What, like, you realize that when you nuke a place, you can't control how far the radiation goes.
Well, no, he's more
Yeah,
talking
no,
about like the
controlled nuclear war is an oxymoron, and his whole idea is that there will be world peace when all of the people who are going to declare war on each other are all dead.
Yeah.
No,
That's his
well, even
plan.
We'll give them our peaceful ways by force.
well, but if those people are dead, then the people under them who are helping them would then take over, and it would just be like a revolving fucking door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're using
No, this-
logic there, Jake. So I don't understand.
Yeah, it
I don't
sounds like
get
you've
it.
actually thought about his plan one step more than he did.
Yeah, so I don't
Which is
understand why you're
weird
doing
because
that.
the rest of the time in the actual execution of his retarded plan, he's actually quite intelligent. He's always like thinking as an agent. He's always like putting himself in the shoes of the people trying to get him, so that whenever you actually see them try, whenever they get up close to him, whenever they're on his tail, he's always like one move ahead because he's always thinking about what they're thinking about. It's a little fucking cat and mouse thing throughout the movie. It's like he's a great fucking antagonist when he's not on screen. Everything about the character himself is really stupid and thin.
yeah, and even to the point where he's like, my plan is succeeding. Time to just die to make sure that like he
Well,
has no
no,
chance.
he was dying to prevent like the last minute clutch.
Yeah,
He's like, I'm willing to die for this shit if it means that you can't, at the last second, stop this from going through.
little does he know
But like
Ethan
that
Hunt is
level of
willing to
personal
fucking do
conviction,
that
like
shit.
Yeah, it's pretty based.
Yeah, he's willing
I
to
mean,
die
in
for
his
his
defense,
ideals.
he never could have predicted fucking Tom Cruise would get into a car and drive headfirst into the planet.
Yeah. He's like,
As-
damn, didn't see that one.
yeah, as he's turning his head.
Like,
The first time I was
car.
the first time I saw that in theaters, I thought the bad guy was gonna get up and then continue fighting him.
At full health. He's like, I've gotten my second wind.
Impossible! I am the prophet of Xenu, and then like the one dude, like he like opens up his shirt and there's like Tom Cruise's face on his chest and he goes, we are both the prophets of Xenu. Impossible.
Impossible. And he's like, I saw Xenu kill a guy with a pencil.
The fucking pencil. So the villain is the weakest part of this movie, Slur, you think?
And best.
It has to be up there. Like I said, as an antagonistic force for most of the movie, as a thing that the main characters are responding to, like the whole cat and mouse thing, chase them across the globe. That's actually pretty good, and it makes for a lot of the actually decent set pieces and the whole fucking Burj Khalifa nonsense. But the character himself is just paper thin.
Yeah, it could have been anyone. It could have been just any guy, which is basically
Who-
what he was.
So far with this series, who's been the best villain?
Gray Scott.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I said that as a meme.
But no, like if you think about it, it's like he's the most memorable, the most entertaining, the one that has the strongest personality.
No, I think
The one that we
Jim
can
is a
like
pretty
actually
good.
think of like what his personality traits even are at the most.
I completely disagree because Jim had pretty strong personality and like his motivation, and especially with seeing how Ethan pieced the mystery all together.
Who's Jim?
And
One-
there goes your argument.
Well, no, he doesn't fucking
I'm bad
remember
with-
names.
I don't remember names. I'm fucking
Jim-
I'm a mouth breather and knuckle dragger. What
Jim
is
was Angelina Jolie's dad from the first movie. The
okay.
one, the one that had the fight on the train.
Yeah, John Voight.
John Vaught. I'd say Philip Seymour Hoffman's the better one. His movie was terrible, but I feel like he was a better villain.
It was
He
about
was-
performance.
He was good performance, and
Yeah.
despite all the
What was his
bullshit in that
motivation?
movie, despite all that bull, he wanted to fucking cause war. He was for Professor Moriarty, but because remember he was an arms dealer. But as terrible as that movie is, he's actually surprisingly consistent.
Yeah.
Remember,
that's
I hate
true.
that fucking movie. It was retarded, but Philip Seymour Hoffman's character was actually really well done. despite everything.
Okay, yeah, I'd give it to Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
Like that scene when he just got captured by Ethan, he just immediately goes like, "You got a wife."
I'm gonna
Got a
find
wife,
her.
like
I'm
I'm gonna
gonna
fucking
hurt
kill her.
her.
I'm gonna ruin your life. It's like, dude, it's pretty fucking scary.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
like
and
you
he,
can tell this isn't his first time. Like,
yeah, and he doesn't break even when he's being like hung out of a fucking airplane because he was listening somehow against the fucking wind. He heard Ethan.
yeah, he's got super hearing.
I mean, I don't think he needed to hear it that time. It was probably one of the 100 other times the name was said during that scene.
Yeah, Ethan.
That's how he speaks. He's like a Pokemon. He only says the word Ethan.
Yeah, but he's not even saying his own name.
Yeah.
It'd
like
be
the
like
fucking-
Pikachu, like, Pika, John.
It's like the what's that from like Vinland Saga or whatever, the lion cat. So it's like
How
wait,
did
wait,
they
Vinland
ever...
Saga wait, Vinland Saga has a lion cat? What?
a lying cat or whatever, lion cat. Basically, there's a cat. I don't remember the name of the anime, but like, there's a cat that fucking if somebody lies near it, the cat just says lying.
Oh,
Did they
well,
ever
it's not
explain-
Vinland Saga.
Did
Yeah.
they ever explain why
That's what I thought.
why Meowth could actually talk?
Yeah, he taught himself to.
Fucking what?
We're not
Yeah,
talking about Pokemon. We're not talking about Pokemon.
Yeah,
The,
that's a
like,
rabbit hole.
We're not doing that. But yeah, no.
So,
The idea that like this weird setup where it's like, is this happening in every movie? Where it's like, oh, Mission Impossible man is off the rails. Like he has to do this off the books by himself with no help. It's like,
no,
is that every fucking movie?
no, he
Pretty
pretty
much.
much like 2, he was actually pretty much on the books. Like his like that was I don't
no,
think he had to
in
go
the
rogue.
first like 3, all of them they do that speech where it's like, if you get caught or something goes wrong, we never
Well,
met,
yeah.
we don't know you, we will disavow you. That's always been the stakes. So
Right,
it's
but-
always been like officially unofficial, but like this
Yeah,
is the
no,
first one
as
where
far as
he's
their
actually
briefing,
not part of an agency.
well, no, the first one he wasn't part of the agency because he got disavowed actually this time because they
Oh,
thought
yeah,
he was the
yeah.
mole. So we talked about the villain's motivation and how kind of stupid it is. Who was the weakest cast member? Because I don't want to say I have a bias against Jeremy Renner. I just have noticed he's been like at a lot of roles that I personally have not cared for.
Well, what's wrong with his role
I
here?
thought he was all right in this.
Yeah, I thought he was pretty.
Yeah.
I thought he was actually a little bit more than all right.
Yeah, he was all right in this movie.
was-
I was gonna say like Lady Girl, Agent Carter was the weakest. of
Agent
the main
Carter was-
cast.
Yeah.
Like her
Yeah,
actions
she-
are stupid. Like she is like emotionally flies off the handle, even though like she knows that this is what she should do. And you pointed out that like there was no like way for her to restrain fucking assassin girl.
Yeah,
I get the idea that they're time sensitive shit like that, but once again they have they have a world famous assassin in the room with them, not restrained.
and I like
it's a
how
little crazy.
I slur when like they didn't have rope, and then it's just like there's a curtain behind her. Just rip the curtain, fucking like worst case scenario, just tie her up like that.
Yeah,
So-
I
literally
think she was
anything.
in that
Something.
room for a grand total of a minute before like this shit kicked off, and she was at gunpoint.
Hell, just like or just have like Simon Pegg take off his shirt and then like
Yeah, and tie it up or a tie. He was wearing a tie, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
like he's something.
Or just at the end of the day, you cannot convince me that these guys didn't have fucking zip ties.
Or if there really was absolutely nothing they could use, knock her out.
Yeah, I
Like
just
that.
suggested just put a fucking knife in her hand.
Just fucking
pin her to
pistol
the
whip.
couch.
Pistol whip her. No, knock her out.
Don't even pistol whip her. Just fucking pull out that fucking vial of shit that she has on her thigh.
Oh yeah,
Remember
we
the
later
thing she
learned
knocks
that
out
she
the
has some
Indian guy
fucking that we have. She's got a knockout syringe that looks
Yes.
like lipstick.
Yes,
Just
I,
do
I
that.
didn't even consider that. Yeah.
Yeah, because remember, and it's like, oh, it shouldn't happen at the time. It's like, well, no, they're already off the grid. She would have it. Like, she wouldn't have any way to restock.
Yeah.
That was a very chuckle-worthy moment when they're just fighting and their clothes are getting ripped. It's just like, oh, the fight's
Hell yeah.
happening now.
Guys will see this and think one thing. Hell yeah.
Hell
Oh
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Kiss her, it'll throw her off.
So steal my jokes.
Oh no, that's from Get Smart.
Oh really?
Yeah, that's why Steve
Oh.
Carell kisses The Rock, and that's like it
Oh
throws him
yeah,
off.
you're right. That is a thing. Oh fuck. I'm a
See,
fraud.
I am autistic.
Yes.
I
You're like you're like Jeremy Renner, who's like a fucking Wikipedia article who knows everything about any fucking character that you need to know.
Yeah, he's like,
That's-
who is
that's a
this?
Weird, that's a weird fucking thing. It's like, oh, let me hang on, let me check.
This
Yeah, that's
scanning.
this is
Look,
You
he
just
just
fucking-
puts the anal in analist. Okay.
yeah, a little bit.
But it turns out he's super spy man. I think
He's super
so.
spy man.
Okay, so I'm not actually giving him shit. It's just funnily enough, this came out like shortly after Born Legacy. I'm pretty sure. So he was basically playing the same character twice.
No, he's playing an analyst in this movie. Dude. Come on, were you watching the movie?
Yeah, he's an anal.
He's an
whisk.
analyst.
Yeah,
I
he's-
dive
yeah,
deep into this analysis.
He does. Yeah, he does anal.
Hell yeah.
So,
Hell
Guys
yeah.
will see anal and think one thing.
so
Hell yeah.
even Ethan does some stupid things when the gloves start to fail. Not even fully failed. He just like I gotta take it off and just start.
Yeah, fuck this. My hand is stronger.
Stronger than the weird suction glove thing.
Yeah, even if he was convinced that it was fully like broken and it couldn't work anymore, keep it on.
Yeah, it's a glove. It provides friction.
It's better. Well, I mean, just on the rare occasion that it may like start working up again.
Yeah, it's like it's not inhibiting your ability to do what you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a common theme in this movie of the technology is not working.
Yeah,
It
like that
works
whole
very
like the whole Burj
Yeah.
Khalifa was a fucking series of like what's
Yeah.
the word? A series of disasters or whatever.
Comedy
Yeah,
of errors.
Yeah. Comedy of
errors,
errors.
Thank you.
Yeah, the mask machine just randomly broke.
That's a now it doesn't work. Okay.
It just shat
it,
itself.
it literally shit itself because it was like it was shooting out like orange stuff and like
Yeah.
it just said I'm done.
Which is-
It was like mid argument when Jeremy
And it
Renner's
was-
character was holding the briefcase out the window, just like
Yeah.
some extra tension in here. Just have
Like,
the mask
it's-
machine just shit itself and break down. It's like, oh well, fuck. Now we got no choice.
No, we got
It's
no
a little
choice.
weird that it broke because, like, of all the machines, I would assume the mask maker would actually probably be the most, like, not durable, but the most reliable.
Well, it's
No,
it's
a
their
printer.
yeah, it's their signature. Yeah, it's their signature thing. You think that would be in tip top shape no matter what?
Yeah.
No, it's a printer.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, that's
I mean, it's a face printer. Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Thanks,
that's
Hop.
what we find. That's what we found out with 3 is that apparently they print these things off, and so wait, that makes it even weirder when Tom had the fucking mask of not only his own face but of the henchman's face. So that means he had to set up the printer
Oh yeah.
twice.
Well, so not to jump the gun like quite a bit going into Dead Reckoning, but that writing trope unfortunately rears its head again. That the mask machine
Spoilers, I
Ra-
haven't seen them.
randomly. Well, just one thing. It just
Okay.
just to reiterate the point of how they use this like relatively
So-
often in this franchise of like it just
Right.
randomly breaks and they have to be like, well, oh man, fuck,
I've
well,
been-
we have to change the plan. We have to do this now, and it's like, oh no,
I've been
No,
thinking
no.
about that, like,
and that annoys me. That really annoys me.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
pretty stupid.
Tom and I can have that split second conversation of like, man, it feels like they they had something really going with these first couple movies, then they kind of just said, fuck it, that's not what Mission Impossible is about. And it's like, what? The mask?
Well, it is
like
and
a
it
key-
isn't. Like they lean on it a lot, and
Yeah.
you get some really cool payoffs, especially in like Fallout. But then it's just like what I just said there. How we just need an extra layer of tension on this. How do we do it? Well, this is the mask machine breaks. They relied on
when-
it, and now they can't use it. So why did it break?
When
I
like
don't
the
know.
masks were part of some of my favorite payoffs. The when Jim is sitting in I was about to say the cargo hold, the place where the bags are on the train, and the lady comes in. It's like, oh, we could blame this all on Ethan, and then Jim removes the mask and it's Ethan. It's like that's a
It's Ethan. Oh my god.
yeah. And then the switch of when the medicine guy is being like he thinks he's dying of Chimera, and
Mhm.
at the same time, Nia is
Yeah.
talking to
Yeah.
yeah, I made sure to keep that going. Is speaking to Ethan, but it turns out Ethan was the Doctor Man. So it turned
Yeah.
out that was Do
What?
Gray Scott.
What?
I
Oh my god.
it's basics.
Yeah, I
It's
won't
basic
spoil it,
screen.
but yeah, I won't
Oh!
spoil it. But Fallout has my favorite mask payoff. That's all
Okay.
I'll say. That's all I'll say. It's really good.
It's like basic screenwriting stuff, but I like the masks.
Yeah, but it's
So
good.
yeah.
They don't have to do like they don't have to do they don't have to cop out, but they do, and it frustrates me because I know I've seen them do better with this franchise. They don't have to do the silly cop out of just like, oh geez, the machine broke. Why? Yeah.
It's why they've turned, like, of all the things they've learned of the Mission Impossible formula, they've like, okay, Tom needs to do some ridiculous stunt, then
Absolutely, I'm fine with that.
then we gotta,
That's what you paid for.
yeah, that's,
Yeah, it is actually.
which is a trope in all reality
Yeah.
started
We
by
need
two.
We need Simon Pegg looking at a computer screen, going, "Ethan, what? What
It
are you
just might
doing?
work.
We need to
Yeah,
replace
you're a
the woman
maniac,
in
but I love you."
I
we need
love
to
it.
replace the woman in every film.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the last two have been they've kept what's her name, Rebecca Ferguson. That's the actress, the
Which one?
British lady
oh,
agent.
I thought
Oh.
they replaced her with Captain America lady.
No, no, she's there as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait, Peggy's in the next movie?
Peggy is in Dead
In
Reckoning.
Oh no,
yeah,
no, no, sorry,
in
not Peggy.
no no, it is Peggy.
It is.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Haley
Wait,
Atwell. She's in Dead
really?
Reckoning, part
Al-
one,
Also known as,
Oh.
like, oh my
and
god, so
part two. I'm
unbelievably
guessing.
hot lady.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm excited
She
to see that
is.
movie now.
She is. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow, chef's kiss. Yeah.
she's a
But anyway.
she's a dame.
Hmm.
The lady of this movie wasn't too half bad looking as well.
She's good
Eh,
looking. It's just the
she's alright.
character was just like
No, she
nothing.
wasn't that great.
Character was awful. Yeah.
They're they're arguing, and while Ethan's just sitting in like the bathroom shirtless. We're just hearing like, what was I supposed to do? Not kick her off the building? And we just
Yes.
yeah, we
Yeah,
just hear
it's
yes.
literally what your job is. I like how Jeremy Renner is like
Yeah.
is like the straight man of the fucking movie. It's like,
Yeah.
what did you think they were gonna do, Shannon?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I didn't
Like.
think.
Yeah. Speaking of that, like brief argument, like her reasoning. She had a weird bit of dialogue with her reasoning. She's like, "Did you not notice that she had a gun pointed at my face? Yeah, but you don't kick her off the building and kill her."
Maybe
Like
you
that was
should have.
like
Oh, I don't know. Restrained her.
that was her like spur of the moment justification when Jeremy Renner's screaming at her like, "What? That she was not the mission." Blah blah blah. And she's like, "Did you not
It
notice
was
that
an
she had a gun?"
instinctive move.
Yeah. It was instinct. Yeah, she said that. It was
So,
instinct to murder.
The funniest part was that, like, both people of that mission, like with the Burj Khalifa stuff, they were both considered assets. So Tom has the clever idea to crash his car into this car.
Well,
Both
hold
of
on.
them had the
They're
same
both
idea.
assets, which means that taking them alive is preferable, but stopping the mission is not optional. They have to stop them.
No, they specifically said that they had to be able to leave. Them dying was not on the table, like, at all, actually. 'Cause it said between the conversation between Jeremy Renner and Ethan.
Yeah, when they're in the train car, like Ethan was like, "We deal with assassin lady after we get Hendrix."
Oh no, I was talking about in the Burj Khalifa where
In the Burj Khalifa, yeah.
when he's holding the briefcase. It's like, no, if we just
yes.
if we just kill them, like, the line is a failed now is just an audition for success.
Yeah.
I can hit for FBI.
I still think that, like, an audition for success is better than an actual success. So, like, obviously plan A, get them properly, but plan B is still to stop them.
Mm-hmm. And then we had to deal with a sandstorm. Cue, like, all of us making a Darude sandstorm joke.
Not even close, but okay. We appreciate the spirit.
I know.
Good try.
You know, like I hear, I hear, I hear
do,
Tom Cruise.
You can't see me. My time
My
is
time is
now.
now.
Ethan Hunt just coming out of the stage.
No,
Running-
John Cena. John Cena
No,
appears out of
no.
the sandstorm.
No, Ethan Hunt comes out of the fucking Burj Khalifa, and then he just holds up a belt.
He rings the
I'm
bell,
a
and
spy.
and then John Cena gives the sandstorm an AA off the top rope and pins
Oh my
it.
God.
Cena
God.
wins, lol.
Hell yeah.
Did we make the joke of like the briefcase was actually a WWE crossover?
Yeah, it's the Money in the Bank.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah.
So
Tom Cruise should have did an elbow drop off of the thing before instead of when
off
when
the
he was,
thing.
Yeah, when he was during the final fight when the dude when the
he should have
Yeah,
he should have
he
followed
should've-
him down there with a fucking
With a-
elbow drop.
yeah, he should have. You got to make sure,
Oh
man.
no. It's Tom Cruise from the top of the vending machine with the steel chair.
And it's like, what the fuck is he doing? And he does like a 450 shooting star spiral tap through flaming shards of ass tacks.
Like, oh my God. My God.
He's broken in half.
And he like and his elbow drop literally breaks the dude in half. Like he just becomes like it bisects him, makes him explode.
I think I've already made the joke already. One of the running gags of this movie is the villain is always able to outrun Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, they don't run him for long. Though
Also-
there was that weird bit where it's like, wait a minute, why did the guy turn around to go after Tom Cruise? Did he know that Tom Cruise was gonna be like coming at him? I don't know if I like blinked and missed it, but like, how did the guy know where like Tom Cruise was?
What, the cop man?
No, the tracker guy, when he's tracking the guy and like he somehow turns around or whatever.
They both had phones that tracked, I think.
But what was he tracking on Tom Cruise?
Did weren't they wasn't there like a weird tracking device on like the papers or
The
something?
paper-
Yeah,
had,
the
like,
paper gave off like
isotopes.
an isotope. Yeah, basically the paper was radioactive and they were tracking that.
Yeah, but why does that? How does that help the guy track Tom Cruise?
Because
I
it
have no
made
idea
it,
how Tom Cruise was being tracked.
It's
okay,
weird.
well,
Wait, hold on. Isn't radioactive stuff dangerous?
It depends.
It depends. Like
I know.
I think it's like
I'm
alpha.
fucking- I'm-
Well,
what
if
is
you
it?
know, why'd you ask?
Yeah,
Just to fuck
yeah. Why
with you.
you? Okay, so first off, you say isn't radiation dangerous, and we go yeah, and you know I'm going to give you specifics.
He's
I don't know
gonna-
why you keep doing
I'm
this.
because I'm
You
fucking
know,
with you.
you know who this is, right?
Yeah.
This is Jake, the professional tism.
Yeah, exactly. If I know
He's-
something, I'm going to
His
impart
tism
knowledge.
is only matched by his stupidity. I don't-
How
I was
dare
try-
how
I was
dare
trying
you?
to think of the speech from Alien. Its hostility is only matched by its purity.
What?
The speech that Ash gives when it's like when talking about the creature. Its hostility is only matched by its purity.
Well,
Moving on.
Well,
Yeah.
whatever. I don't know. Like me, I don't know. Maybe they're made of the same kind of paper. I'm not sure. They just have the
Oh,
briefcase.
Tom Cruise in the briefcase.
No, the two sets of
No,
wait.
no. It turns out the piece of paper was just made of pure uranium. Like Tom Cruise.
Oh
needs to
wait,
get,
no, I'm retarded.
I already
Yeah.
knew this.
All right, no, I'm dumb.
So yeah, anyway, we have no idea how Tom Cruise is being tracked, but we do know how the other guy was being tracked.
Yeah.
Because isotopes and paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, because for some stupid reason, I thought Tom Cruise had the other set, the original set of codes on him while he was chasing the guy, but that wouldn't make any fucking sense, and we know he doesn't have him on him. I don't know. My brain just, I don't know.
You went in, your brain just was like, okay, time to turn off. We're in danger.
Yeah, Tom Cruise just summoned a sandstorm. You know,
Yeah.
he actually did that. That wasn't CGI.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is hilarious after like the fucking Mummy.
Yeah, we're once again Tom Cruise like that's an actual sandstorm that's like that like makes faces and whatnot. He did that.
He did it.
He did it.
He did it 10 times.
You did
You
it,
did it.
Tom.
You
You
did it for
summoned the
us.
sandstorm. You become one with the pirates. So
I can fly.
the the magnetic suit thing was kind of neat.
It was a little
Yeah.
weird. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's like,
well,
so is nothing else in that fucking thing made of metal? Like, what's going on?
Well, I mean, some metals aren't magnetic. Aluminum is like the key example.
yeah, there are.
Okay. Some metals aren't magnetic, but that
But
magnet
steel
is
is.
so fucking powerful. It can go through walls.
Okay, here's the thing, right? If you have the little the
Yes.
remote control car with a magnet on it, right? And then above that, you've got a big metal fan. The fan is going to be pulled towards the thing, but it's held in securely. It's not actually going to move. But it shouldn't turn on properly, but that comes later. Then
Yeah.
above that thing, you've got Jeremy Renner, who would need to be wearing the opposite polarity of magnet to be repelled from the thingy-majig.
Mhm.
So that's how he's being held up afloat. So the
Yeah.
magnet moves, and in theory, it brings him with him, keeping him at a distance because he's being repelled. It's like he's sitting on a big old cushion of like magnet force.
Yes.
It's just, but through walls.
I mean,
Hold on, what wall?
well,
Hold on,
yeah,
hold on.
There's a
So
moment-
hold on.
magnets can be that powerful. Yes.
Like-
Hold on.
can?
What? Hold on.
Yeah.
But
What,
it takes a
wait.
fuck ton of electricity to do so.
Yeah,
Hold
yeah,
on,
it takes a
but
lot
what,
of power.
What wall are you talking about?
So
Because
there's
the,
a
The
moment.
ground.
There's a moment in between the fucking fan and the like service grate where it's a solid piece of fucking wall. Like,
Yeah.
there's like a little, like maybe like 3 feet. It's not a lot, but it's enough for me to go, what the fuck? Like, you know what I
Okay.
mean? It's like, what? How? When?
Why?
Who?
Why? did
Come
you commit
alive,
suicide? Why did you commit
the
suicide?
field of dreams.
How could you
I
have done
can't
this?
believe you committed
I
suicide.
can't believe you committed magnets. Sorry, Jeremy Renner. I could help you, but not this time.
Did anyone
Can't
fucking,
help you out of this one, Jeremy.
I was quoting the fucking Spy Kids 2 song because what, when, where, and why.
Nobody knows what Spy Kids is, dude.
No,
Anyway,
bullshit. None of you have
so
seen
yeah.
Spy Kids 2. The Island.
I-
of
There's only
Dreams.
one quote I remember from Spy Kids 2.
You
and it's
think
got
God
fucking nothing to
stays
do
up
with
in
this.
heaven because he too
Yes,
fears what
that
he's
one.
created?
That line goes so fucking hard for a Spy Kids 2 movie.
No,
Yeah.
you know what the
Why
true
is- What
No,
is still up with Stephen Buscemi having like the most memorable lines and everything he's in?
No. You know the true iconic
He was just
line from the
waving.
Spy Kids franchise is from Spy Kids 3D Game Over.
Please
when
tell
Oh
me
my
it's the
God.
one you're thinking of.
Still the only 3D movie.
it is
I've seen.
when Frodo Baggins walks into that room. He looks up.
I'm the
He
guy.
looks, no. He looks up and he says, "Cake."
I thought you were gonna say
They
when the
died.
lady died and he went. I didn't even get her email address.
Oh yeah, that too. No, I'm talking about like when he goes in all confident and he just goes, "Cake."
And then
How
dies.
about
And then he
Spy
dies.
Kids 4? How about Spy Kids 4D?
Okay, but speaking of spies, we're not talking about those fucking movies. We're
Now
talking
we
about
are.
the spy movie.
We're talking
Technically,
about a
we're talking about a
different
spy movie.
So Ethan Hunt could totally team up with Junie and Carmen.
Yeah.
Do you think that he was a spy when he was a kid?
Probably.
He came out of
Maybe-
the womb. He came out of
I
the
don't
womb
know.
and
He's
just suddenly
watched it the whole time.
I don't know. Well, maybe Spy Kids and Mission Impossible are take place in the same universe, and that
we know it takes
Eth-
place at the
and-
same
and-
time as Machete.
And then
True.
maybe Ethan Hunt is maybe he used to be one of the first Spy Kids. He was part of the Spy Kids initiative, one of the very first ones.
Spy Kids Initiative.
Look!
Yeah.
When Ethan came out of the womb, he went like the fuse, and his mom just went dun 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 dun.
Congratulations! It's a dun 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 dun.
Dun. And then Limp Bizkit starts playing.
Hell yeah!
Congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. Cruz. It's a franchise.
It's a franchise. Ethan Hunt's parents are Mr. and Mrs. Cruz.
Well, who is Ethan Hunt but Tom Cruise?
But how do we? Have you ever seen Tom Cruise and Ethan Hunt in the same room? Didn't think so.
Exactly.
Yeah, bitch.
So I would like
Bitch.
to point out because this Mission Impossible 4 is basically what kind of got the franchise back up on its feet. Oddly
yeah,
enough,
sure.
this is like timed with Tom Cruise getting his career back up. Because remember, until Tropic Thunder, his career was kind of being on a bit of a downturn.
Yeah, South Park helped in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he helped. He was his
Well, he
own
also
reason.
helped. He also helped with the whole Oprah fucking thing.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
him
like
going
that.
fucking-
That was the catalyst. That was the inciting incident, as they say.
Yeah, Tom Cruise. Yeah, because Tom Cruise is a fudge packer. I do not pack
I'm not a
fudge.
fudge packer, but you're literally packing fudge. Yeah, but I'm not a fudge packer.
I'll sue you. Consider yourself sued.
Hey guys, look, Tom Cruise is packing fudge. What did you say?
Hey, look, Tom Cruise has semen on his back.
Please
Oh my
come,
God.
Tom Cruise, come out of the closet. And then I pull out my gun.
Oh my god!
Oh my God!
One, I'm gonna shoot you both. Two,
I pull out
I'm
my
gonna kill
gun.
you both. Three.
Everybody panics, runs.
Okay, so before we all devolve into gay fish, should we wrap up?
Yeah, I feel like so.
What
This
would we
movie
put
is
this?
surprisingly strong. It
is, yeah.
it has less problems than the other movies. I'd say it's pretty up there.
I think
it's
like
got issues, but
like one, I think it falls apart in the third act a bit.
well, yeah.
Little bit, but not nearly as much, I don't think. Like, this one gets ridiculous. It doesn't get outright fucking Looney Tunes.
Yeah, that's true. You know, if we want to see a Mission Impossible movie go full Looney Tunes, that's two.
Two is a magical experience.
It's my
certainly
guilty pleasure of the series.
Like, oh, it's my here. Oh, I'm white. I feel guilty about watching Mission Impossible 2. Meanwhile, me, I love it. There is no
So yeah,
guilt.
outside of certain details that don't really work and a overall villain that I think is kind of weak, pretty much everything else in the movie I think either works or is like actually good and entertaining.
Yeah,
Mhm.
What would we give this movie, score wise?
7.
7.
I'd give it a Ghost Protocol out of 10.
That's
I-
fair.
I
You
give
said
it
the
a
thing.
poltergeist out of a specter.
I give it a Tom Cruise out of Vin Rames.
I give
I
it
give it an Ethan
Xenu.
out of a Hunt.
I give it a
Well, like
Xenu
all of you
out
people
of
are
a
saying
Hubbard.
random shit. I'm saying something that actually makes sense.
Well,
Because the
I
fucking
said-
thing went from because Mission Impossible 3 was Mission Impossible 3. Is this 4 or 5?
This is 4.
Four.
Or
It's 4. So yeah, so they stopped counting after that.
No,
No?
they just stopped putting the number in.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
it's the Mortal
I think.
Kombat syndrome where
Let's find
hold on.
out.
The Mortal Kombat
Let's
syndrome
find out.
it doesn't work actually.
No, it is labeled as Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. They forgot how to count.
What about Rogue Nation? Does that say Mission Impossible 5 Rogue Nation
No.
or is it
no, it's just Rogue Nation.
Yes, they
Mission
forgot how to
Impossible.
count.
I mean, you can't
5.
go back to using numbers. It looks embarrassing then.
Yeah, Fast and the Furious.
They've hard committed now.
What
You
wait,
can't go back.
Fast and Furious Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat's like one of the worst ones to do it.
Now they've gone back to just MK1.
I miss numbers in
I miss
sequels.
numbers.
I miss
Remember-
numbers.
Things made so much more sense when we had
Remember,
numbers.
remember when we played Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2?
Yeah.
Which one?
Exactly.
No, shut up. The one from
They could've-
2009.
They could have called it literally anything else.
They could have called it Modern Warfare Reloaded.
Very low.
Modern Warfare Revelations.
Oh god.
Modern Warfare Revengeance.
They could have
Modern
called
Warfare Resurrection.
it Modern Warfare
Modern
Ghost
Warfare,
Protocol.
Rise of the Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3.
Modern
Again.
Modern
This time-
Warfare.
This time it's for real.
Modern
Modern Warfare.
This time it's
Modern-
personal.
Modern Worf, the guy from Star Trek. Modern Worf.
Modern Warfare 2, Return of the Geneva Convention.
Modern Warfare 2. Now it's DS9.
Anyways,
Anyways, it was.
I'd
fine.
give this a 7 as well.
It's probably the strongest out of all of them so far. I
so
like it
far,
more-
yeah,
I like-
think
I
I'd
like
put
it
it
more-
about
I like
like
it-
a 6.
I like it more than one.
Is it
Yep,
better than 2
same.
though?
Oh, without a doubt. Two
It's
Oh,
not
yeah.
as entertaining, but it is infinitely better.
No, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I had to say multiple times while we were
See,
watching.
this is like
it's
the one time where I'm like not entertained by shit. I really didn't like 2 at all. I
I-
actually
well,
despise that.
That
movie.
felt really weird because I was just sitting there having a fucking blast, and you're just going like,
movie's
crossing your arms.
This movie's fucking stupid. Like it's
But
so
it's-
terrible.
but it's so magical though.
They
Is
leap
it
off. They leap off
Yes.
motorcycles, crash into each other, and have a fist fight.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise turns into a Tekken character.
You realize you're talking to someone who likes The Fifth Element.
The
Yeah.
Fifth Element is great. What do you mean?
That's a good movie.
I showed
It's-
Jake
it's
it,
a
and he did
bit,
not like it.
I did not enjoy it. No.
It's
You're wrong. Watch it again. This
Oh,
No.
Jesus.
Oh, that,
Guys, that's it for this week. Tune in next week for some bullshit.
For
Love you
more.
guys.
see you next week. Jog on.
Bye bye.